Hey friends, it's me again, and today in this video, I will be sharing with you some techniques and tricks to help you can get a higher band score in IELTS reading. So these techniques are from my own experience. It worked for me doesn't mean that it works for everyone. Your task after finishing watching my video is try doing these techniques as soon as possible so that you can see whether it worked for you or not. If it worked for you, then you can try continue doing it in the future. But if it's not work for you, then you can try doing another techniques from many sources, many YouTubers sharing on YouTube. So today I will share with you three pieces to make you get a high band score in the IELTS reading. Now let's start. So the first thing you definitely have to do is skimming. So why skimming is work for me? Because skimming help me to get the general idea of the passage, of the whole passage. I don't have to read in detail of which paragraph. I just skimming through the whole passage, and then I can get the whole general idea of what the passage want to tell in order to answer the questions followed. Skimming is very important, and I highly recommend you guys spend 7 to 5 minutes each passage reading and skimming. So you may wonder, hey, why didn't you tell me to spend my precious time 7 minutes just for skimming? I can spend such time to answer my questions. Well, that's wrong, because skimming is very critical and very essential if you want to get a high band score. So remember, skimming the whole passage to get the general idea of what it will of what it's tell you about in order to answer the questions. And the second thing you definitely have to do right after finishing doing a IELTS test and checking all the answers is to look up new words. So new words is vocabulary is very critical, essential sources in order to get a high band score. If you don't bother looking up those new words, if you came across it and you just ignore it, you don't bother to look it up on a dictionary, then you will never get a high band score. Remember, the vocabulary is a very important sources in order to get a high band score, especially those who want to get a 8.0 plus 8.0 to 9.0. Vocabulary is very important sources. So after, for example, take me as an example, after I doing an IELTS test, I definitely use a highlighter to highlight all the new words that I don't know. And you know what? And by the way, you know what? Even that a passage I had to look up 20 new words, but I don't care, because if you look up the new words that you're unfamiliar with, and then the next time you came across it, then you're getting used to it. You are familiar with it, and you will not have to worry or overwhelmed that this word I don't understand the meaning. So looking up new words after completing an IELTS test is very essential. And last but not least, the third pieces that cooperate to your higher band score is to find synonyms. Yes, find synonyms. If you're doing an IELTS test or you do it several times before, you can see that the questions of the IELTS test doesn't use the exact words of the answers in the reading passage. For example, if the passage using the words teenager, maybe the question can use the word adolescence, or in another words, there are others paraphrase the question and the answers that makes you get confused. And if you don't know the similarity between those synonyms, then you will never understand. You will never get the question right. So, learning synonyms are as important as learning new vocabulary. So, after you're looking up the new words, after maybe finishing IELTS test, you can spend a little bit of your time also looking for some synonyms on maybe Oxford Dictionary for synonyms, or you can just simply search on the Google search bar synonyms for the word blah blah blah. For example, synonyms for the word important, and it will appear a list of some synonyms for the word important, like essential, crucial, or something like that. So remember that checking some synonyms, maybe 3 to 5 words, so that once the others paraphrase it, you will be able to understand it and answer it correctly. Okay, so I think that's all the things I'm going to tell you about the IELTS reading test. And to summarize all the video, we have 3 pieces. First is skimming. Spend 5 to 7 of your time for each passage skimming. And the second thing you have to do is look up new words. After completing an IELTS test, spend maybe just 20 to 30 minutes looking up all the new words. And the third thing you have to do is to look up some new synonyms of the word you have just learned, maybe 3 to 5 words. So thank you so much for watching my video, and if you have more questions about IELTS reading, feel free to comment down below what is your problem, and I definitely answer it for you. So maybe I will see you later at the next videos, and goodbye. See you later at the tomorrow.